Hello and welcome to another episode of my Working with Apple series. My name is Pullein and today we're looking at alternative ways to use Apple reminders. Now, in my humble opinion, while Apple Notes has received some incredibly useful updates over the last 3 or 4 years, Apple Reminders is a little bit lagging behind. Sure, we've got smart folders now, we've also got tagging, and we can create those smart folders using tags. But it's not really a fully fledged task manager at the same level as something like Things 3 or Todoist or something like that. However, because Reminders is built into the system, into your phone system, into your MacBook system, into your iPad system, it can be used for some very strategic things. And that's what I'm going to show you this week. Now, before we go any further, I would just like to say, if you do get any value from this video, then please help me by clicking on that like button below. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, and you want to get all the latest tips, tricks and news on using Apple's productivity tools, then please subscribe to my channel. Okay, let's go into my Apple Reminders now, and I will show you some really useful tips that you can get the most out of Apple's reminders. Okay, so the reason why you may want to use reminders for alternative types of lists is because you may already have a task manager, such as I do, my go-to task manager is Todoist, and I want to keep that clean and tight. I want that to be focused so that when I start the day, I'm not overwhelmed by a long list of things that I don't really need to know about right this very moment. It's not related to my work. It's not related to about the things I really want to do today. So instead, what you can do is you can take advantage of reminders because this is built in to your system. Now, what you're looking at right now is the iPad version of reminders. The desktop version for me, it's not very good when I'm doing a screen recording because the typeface is too small. So what I've done is I've set up a number of lists right here. Now, the inbox is basically just your collecting area. Now, what you want to be doing is, if you wish to use this, what you need to do is you need to set up the list, and all you need to do is add a list, call it inbox, give it a color, and you can give it an icon if you wish. Now, I've already set one up. You then need to go into settings, and I'm going to do that for you now so you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to go into settings, go down to your reminders, which is somewhere down here, reminders, and you want to be setting up the default list as whatever inbox. In my case, I'm setting it up as my inbox. Now, I've got all these lists that I've got here. They can be my default list. But this list is essentially the list that you use, that your system will use if you're not going to allocate a list. Now, just to give you an example of how this works, one of the most important ones, and the one I'm using all the time, is my shopping list. This is a list that I actually, in my normal reminders, I share with my wife. So she can add to this list and I can add to the list. So if any of us is at the grocery store, we can add a task. Now, the beauty of this is when I'm cooking, which I do usually every evening, and I run out of something, all I need to do is activate Siri from my Apple Watch. Now I'm going to activate Siri from here so you can see it working in live. So add broccoli to my shopping list. And what Siri will do is add broccoli to my shopping list right there. Now I can add another one. Add carrots to my shopping list. Done. And there you go. So it's really, really quick to get stuff into your shopping list. Now, whether you do this on your phone or as I'm doing this on my iPad, it's just instant, it's immediate. Now, another one that I use reminders for is bills to pay. Now, this is really good because the way that reminders works with your notifications on your phone, this will pop up whenever you want to do it. Now, one of the things that I can do, and I should have pointed this out, and I'll just do this one as a simple one. Again, I could be sitting at my desk and I could be thinking, oh, right, yes, I need to do something. I need to call my parents this evening. Well, if it's 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm not likely to remember that later in the day. So again, I can just activate Siri. Remind me to call my parents this evening.
Okay, added.
So what Siri has done here is she's added a time, 8 p.m. 6 p.m., sorry, 1800 hours, 6 p.m. So what's going to happen is on my phone's notification, I'm going to get the notification right on my screen, call my parents. And depending how you've set your notifications up, you'll either get a beep, an alarm, or it'll just come up on your home screen. So there's another way that you can use it for those quick reminders for your tasks. Well, not so much your tasks, but things that you just want to remember. Now, let's move into something a little bit more bigger. So we've done the bills to pay, which you can just set up as, by the way, you can set these up. I'm going to add one in for you so you can see. So pay electric bill. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my information at the side here. I'm going to add a date, and let's say the 20th, and I'm going to repeat that every month. There you go. So it's now repeated every month. So the electric bill will be paid tomorrow. Today is going to be the gas bill. So they're going to pop up on my notifications every single day. Now, for this one's coming up in Call My Parents Today and Bills to Pay. So I can see my today list. And so what I can do is I can just use Siri here. What's on my list today? And Siri will show you your list. And now you can start the day off by asking that question, what's on my list today? Or you could even set up a shortcut for that so that you see it every single day. You probably notice that I have one right here in my inbox. I should point out I have one right here, Call My Parents. That one will pop up today. And I can change this widget on my home screen if I wish. So let's go back into my list here. So now we've got book list and we've got reading list to show you. Now this is really, I love this. This is one of the best ways of using reminders. Let me go into Safari. And I'm going to go into, let's just say I want to buy, I've been notified a book. So I'm going to put James Clear's Atomic Habits, which is, yep, it's right there. So I'm just going to go into here because I want the Amazon link because I usually buy my books from Amazon. So let's move down here. Let's see if I can find the Amazon link. There we go. There we go. That's the one I want. So all I need to do now, although I'm going to go for the Kindle, so I'm just going to make sure it's the Kindle book. And then if I just activate Siri, add this to my book list. Done. Okay, so let's go into my reminders now. Go to my book list, and you'll see that what Siri has done is she's added, because mine's a she, she's added the book on my list. Plus, I've got the link, which is just absolutely fantastic. Now, another one that I was playing around with, which I'd forgotten that you can actually do. This is my YouTube list for this week. What I can do, remind me about this note. Okay, so what we've got here is if I go into my inbox, we can now go into here, and I've got my YouTube list, week beginning the 21st of February, and as you can see over here, I've got a direct link to my note. So that makes life so much easier because all I have to do is tap that and it will take me directly to the note. So this is one of those fantastic ways of getting the most out of reminders. The final one I want to show you is a reading list. Now the reading list is articles that you may want to read. So let me go into Safari. I'm going to go back to my, let's go into Instapaper, because Instapaper is what I usually actually use as my reading list. So what I could do is, let's just open up this one, and Open this up. Thank you. And what I can do now is add this to my, I've forgotten the list now because I'm to my reading list. So let's go back. Whoops. Let's go back into my Instapaper. Add this to my reading list.
Okay, added.
And now if we go into reminders, you will see that that has now been added to my reading list. So as I'm reading my articles, and iPad, for example, or your phone is such a fantastic tool for reading your articles and stuff. Or if you don't have time, you can just say, add this to my reading list. Now, of course, for those of you in the know, your Safari app also has a reading list too. But if you want to keep things in lists like this is just one of those powerful ways that reminders works really well. So there you go. There's just a few additional ways that you may want to use reminders, particularly for those of you who already have a task manager. As I say, I use Todoist. That's my go-to task manager every day. But for things that I don't want cluttering up Todoist and creating overwhelming daily lists and just for stuff that aren't important, then Reminders is such a fantastic app. And if you want a notification for things like your bills to pay, then you can set those reminders up and they will just pop up every single day when they are due. So there you go. Hopefully you've got some value from this. Reminders is getting better and better as each new iOS or macOS version comes out. Something to keep an eye on, something to play with, thinking about just offsetting some of those lists that just create overwhelm in your regular to-do list. Reminders is a great handoff. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching this episode. And it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you for watching this video. Now, I'm very excited to tell you that the 2022 edition of my Create Your Own Apple Productivity System course is now available. This year, we're utilizing the brand new features in reminders and notes. We're going to be looking at how you can use the tags to create an even better productivity system. We're also looking at how iCloud comes into the picture and your calendar. This is a complete productivity and time management setup that if you're in the Apple ecosystem, I can guarantee is going to make your life so much easier. No more overwhelm, no more stress, no more forgetting events or tasks. It's all going to be there in your own system that I show you how to build. It also includes the time sector system and my brand new notes organization system, Capra. Okay, I hope you get time to join this course, and don't forget, if you're already enrolled in this course, my promise to you is every year it's a free update. I hope you enjoy the course, and it'd be lovely to see you in there.